Hey friend, if you're over 40 and you're considering starting a brand new YouTube channel, let me save you some time. Here are 5 things that I wish I knew before I ever recorded one single video and started hitting upload here on YouTube. My name's Joel. Welcome to my channel. I am a father of 4. I am a husband of 21 years, and I am a sound professional in Hollywood. And I am super passionate about helping you tell your story, getting the courage to just start sharing. Because friend, somebody needs to hear your story. So let's dive into this episode. So the first thing is mindset over metrics. And what I mean is that you need to understand, and I wish I knew this, was that it's really just the mindset. We need to not be chasing likes, subscribers, followers. One of the reasons I started this channel was because I have a passion for helping you find your calling and live your life to the fullest. And part of that, I believe, is by sharing your story so other people can succeed. So don't chase the likes. Don't chase the followers. Remember that in this game of YouTube, when it comes to content creation, you have to be in it for the long haul. It's not going to be a get rich quick overnight kind of schemey kind of thing, right? Or rather an overnight success thing. You got to understand and accept that this is going to take perseverance. And really, friend, if you're somebody over 40, I have a sneaky suspicion that one, you're really good at what you do, whether you're a father, a mother, a doctor, a lawyer, a sound professional like me, a teacher, a mechanic, a plumber, whatever it is you do, something tells me you're passionate about it. And something also tells me that there are people who are 10, 20 years before where you are now who would die to have the knowledge, the wisdom, and the strength that you have from your story. So remember, your mindset matters, okay? So mindset over metrics. So the second thing is start with what you have. Friend, if you have an iPhone, if you have an Android, if you have anything that has a camera, you can just start. You don't need fancy equipment. You don't need fancy gear. Most of the videos that I do on my other YouTube channel that is designed and created for sound professionals is shot on my iPhone 15 Pro. And yes, I did invest in a good microphone because that's kind of my deal, right? We're mastering post-production sound, so it kind of has to sound pretty good. But don't let that hold you back. You do not need fancy gear. You do not need fancy cameras. What can happen is you can eventually upgrade and get there. Some people can do that financially. But if you're anything like me, and when I started my YouTube journey, our very first debt-free, live like no one else channel, I mean, we literally had the point and shoot camera. There was nothing high def about it. It was totally standard def, and we just made it happen. So start with what you have. Okay, and the third thing is have clarity on who you're talking to. Know who you want to help and who you want to talk to. Some people call it your avatar, right? And then you can go through a process of naming that avatar, finding that person. Who is that person? For me here, people over 40 who I want to nudge and encourage and inspire to just click start to share their story, because they have a lot of wisdom to pass on to somebody who was in their position 10 or 20 years ago. Who's that person? Maybe for you, it's bakers or teachers, or special ed teachers, lawyers, professionals in the industry, people who are over 40 and want to get better health-wise and deal with chronic pain. Whoever it is, just be specific about who you want to talk about. That's a very important thing, because I know very, very often what can happen, we can get hung up on like trying to do this and trying to do that, talk to different people, make different videos. Be specific. That's going to help you in the long run as a brand new YouTube content creator, okay? It's going to help YouTube then send out your videos weekly, daily, whenever you do, to the right type of person, the avatar, the demographic that you are trying to reach. So make sure you're clear on that. The fourth one is one upload a week is just fine. Friend, It's really important when you're beginning your journey creating your new YouTube channel to be consistent. That is the most important thing. Consistency over quantity, right? You can go out there and put like 5 videos today, 2 videos in a couple of days, and then you take a break and you get tired because it was too much work. Figure out your rhythm in life, right? Chances are, if you're over 40, you're holding down a full-time job. Maybe a majority of you are in relationships, have kids, right? And even some other people, maybe some grandkids in the 50s, right? So figure out what works in your lifestyle. If once a week you can commit to that, do that. Because then the audience that you're starting to build will understand, hey, at least they put a video every single week. Anything extra would be bonus. But be realistic about that, okay? Remember, 1 upload a week is totally fine. You don't have to go overboard. Set realistic goals for yourself. What can you be consistent with? And the 5th and final thing I wish I knew when I was first starting my YouTube channel is don't compare your beginning to someone else's middle. Friend, when you are starting off, understand that it's going to take time. You cannot compare yourself to someone who's been doing this for a while. That's one of the hardest things I've learned in my 45 years of living on this green earth, is that comparison kills. And that comparison, when I compare myself to other people, I can really do damage to myself. Let's talk kindly to ourselves inside. And let's stop comparing where we begin to where somebody else might already be in the middle. They've already put the work in, or maybe they're starting to find some success here on YouTube. So stop comparing and fall in love with the process, right? It's more about who you become in the process than actually becoming that. Does that make sense? I think that's something that I loved hearing from great motivational speaker Jim Rohn. He said, or was it Jim Rohn, or was it, I'm trying to think, was it Jim Rohn or Earl Nightingale? No, I think it was Jim Rohn, right? It's not about the end goal, right? It's about who you become along. Like the major reason for setting goals, right, is for who we become in the process, because who we become in the process has far more greater value than actually accomplishing that. So, friend, stop comparing yourself. Every successful YouTuber, especially over 40, who's out there doing it, had to start somewhere. And more often than not, you'll hear stories about them saying that they didn't know who they were talking to in the beginning. They were kind of just putting everything, throwing the spaghetti up against the wall, seeing what sticks. So, friend, I hope that these 5 tips can help you launch your new YouTube channel. Because, friend, you have a message and a story that the world is waiting for. They need you. So if you're feeling that small little urge inside, and some would call it fear, friend, face the fear and proceed. So if you're starting a new YouTube channel and you're over 40, let me know in the comments. All right, let me know which one of these resonates with you, and I want to cheer you on. So if you have a YouTube channel, let me know what it is in comments so I can help encourage you and go support you as well. Friend, thanks so much for this time. I'll catch you over here in one of these other videos or in the next episode.